here's the interesting thing about chevrons is chevrons are paleodirectional. In other words, you can look at those chevrons, and they're going to show you where the wave, because the orientation of those chevrons is aligned with the direction of the inflow of the wave. And then the outflow is going to more or less be the reverse of that. It's going to flow in, it's going to flow out. And if you look at those chevrons and imagine that the chevrons just flip and they're V's, they're going to be pointed in the direction where that wave originated. Because somewhere that wave originated. Now, what would cause that wave? Is it an earthquake? Well, maybe, except one problem there. The problem is simply that the energy released in earthquakes are usually not going to be considered strong enough, because we've seen some, the Indonesian earthquake of, 2004? That was a big earthquake. And it was a big tidal wave. It was, in some places it was over 100 feet high, but it was not 600 feet high. Earthquakes seem to have a limit of the amount of energy they can release that would be available for producing an extremely high wave. A wave like this could very likely be explained by a hypervelocity bolide impact into the ocean. Here's the thing you want to do. You would take those chevrons and you would back azimuth them. That's what it's called. You would look at the back azimuth. And that's looking back in the direction from which the wave came. And then you would look along that line and you would try to find a trigger. And that's been done. And if you go over to the other side of the Indian Ocean to Australia, and we could do that with Google Earth, and you'll see it. Look at this. This is the coastline of Australia. Let's zoom in a little closer. Look at there. Can you see the overwash deposits right there that show up on Google Earth?
Yeah.
Look at giant sea wave deposits along coast of southwest Australia. Now, these kinds of deposits are showing up all over the world. Are they all separate large tsunami waves? Like, for example, these are on opposite sides of the Indian Ocean, Madagascar and Australia. Are these overwash deposits caused by the same trigger as the overwash deposits on Madagascar? It's possible. Do you think it would be valuable to know that?
Yes.
I think it would. I think very much it would. So now check this out. This came out, made the news, and then was quickly forgotten. But we're here to remind people that this stuff that has been forgotten needs to be dredged back up again and talked about. At the southern end of Madagascar lie 4 enormous wedge-shaped deposits called chevrons that are composed of material from the ocean floor. Each covers twice the area of Manhattan with sediment as deep as the Chrysler Building is high. On close inspection, the chevron deposits contain deep ocean microfossils that are fused with a medley of metals typically formed by cosmic impacts. And all of them point in the same direction, toward the middle of the Indian Ocean, where a newly discovered crater 18 miles in diameter lies 12,500 feet below the surface. The explanation is obvious to some scientists. A large asteroid or comet, the kind that could kill a quarter of the world's population, smashed into the Indian Ocean 4,800 years ago, producing a tsunami 600 feet high, about 13 times as big as the tsunami that inundated Indonesia nearly 2 years ago. The wave carried the huge deposits of sediment to land. Now, it's been redated, and it looks like it's closer to 7,000 years ago when the impact occurred.
Wow.